what is my name? My name is Bhante Saranapala. I teach meditation, as you have noticed, since 7. I'm still here, 2.5 hours now, right? Still sitting in this posture without changing it, right? The core beliefs of Buddhism are, number one, not doing any bad. Number two, doing all that is good. Number three, purifying your own mind. Now, based on these three teachings, the beliefs, we can expand the entire Buddhist philosophy. Buddhism is asking or is addressing a fundamental reality or the nature or the problem of our own existence. Right? What is the problem of existence? Right? The problem of existence is insecurity. What is this insecurity? You feel insecure all the time. So to explain this, Buddhism talks about the Four Noble Truths. Right? Four Noble Truths. The first truth talks about the problem of existence, which is dukkha. Dukkha has been translated into English as suffering, but the English word suffering has a negative connotation. But literal meaning of this word dukkha means dukkha. Du means difficult, ka means to bear. So dukkha means difficult to bear. Now the question is, what is difficult to bear in life? Right? So one of the deeper understanding of this word dukkha is that there is conflict, constant conflict between the wish and the reality. Now, what is your wish? And what is the reality? You wish to be looking young all the time. Now, what is the reality? The reality says, I'm so sorry, my friend, you can't remain young forever. You have to grow old. Right? You wish to remain healthy all the time. But reality says, hey, your body is subject to sickness. Your mind is subject to sickness. You have a wish to live forever, right? Not to die. But the reality says, hey, if you are born, you have to die one day. Look around. There is nobody who has lived for 120, 30, 40, 50 years. Right? Everybody dies. So the dukkha is also means you are asking the world for something it cannot give you. Now what are you asking the world? So many things. Is world giving you what you're asking for? To a certain degree, but you cannot sustain it all the time. It's changing. So this is the problem. So we are insecure in the nothing is stable. Everything is unstable in life. And this is because there's a root cause. The root cause is I want to exist. I want to. What does it mean? You're craving. You want to exist, but your existence is threatened by change. The second truth is the samudaya. Samudaya means the origin of this problem of existence, the dukkha. And that is the tanha. Tanha in Pali, Trishna in Sanskrit. Tanha means thirsty. You are always thirsty. You are never satisfied. You are not satisfied with your personality, your look, the things you do. Right? So the Buddha, he identified the problem in life. It's not my dukkha or your dukkha. It's not my problem or your problem. what he is saying that there is suffering, there is this problem. It doesn't really matter whoever you are. Now he says, hey, I have hope for you. I have a good news. What is the good news? There is freedom from this suffering, this dukkha. That is what he called nirvana or nibbana. That is the third truth, the cessation of suffering. Although your life is miserable, but don't lose your hope. Right? I'm bringing you this good news, the hope that that is liberation, the freedom from suffering. But keep in mind, to gain freedom from this suffering, there is something that you have to do. I cannot do it for you. Nobody can do it for you, but you have to do it by yourself. You have to follow. There's a path. And that is what we call magga. Magga means a path. And this path is called the Noble Eightfold Path. Arya Attangika Magga. Noble Eightfold Path. So, there's right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. So these are the 8 factors, right? 8 paths. Although there are 8, basically there are 3 practices that you have to do, 3 steps. What we call sila, samadhi, panya. Sila means morality. Samadhi means meditation. Panya means wisdom. So, morality is the foundation. Now, what is this morality? Morality is all about good behavior. For the Buddhists, as a layperson, you have to follow 5 precepts. 5 precepts we call panchasila. Not taking life of any living being, not taking anything which is not given to you, not engaging in sexual misconduct, not speaking falsehood, not taking any intoxicant drinks and drugs. So in other words, no killing, no stealing, no sexual misbehavior, no lying, no alcohol, no drugs. Right? Mm-hmm. So now, our mind always, inclines to do these things. So, because of this inclination of doing bad things, our life becomes miserable, right? So, and that is what we call the bad karma. Remember, everything that you do, there is a reaction, there is a consequence, right? So you are not free. If you do these bad things, you could be free from the civil law. You can escape from the civil law, but you cannot escape from the karma law. Karma will get you, right? So instead of engaging these bad deeds, so you train your mind to do the opposite, meaning instead of killing, give the life to other sentient beings, give freedom, cultivate love and compassion for all sentient beings. So that is, when you do something negative, bad, that is, this is what we call the tunnel vision. It's a narrow-mindedness. You're just thinking of your own pleasure. But then here, this precept says, hey, think broadly. Go beyond this shell. Think about others. Nobody likes to be killed. Nobody likes to be harmed. I'm pretty sure you don't like to be harmed. Right. Me too. So then why should we do it? But if we are selfish, we're narrow-minded, then of course we don't really care about you. I don't really care what you think, what you feel. Right? So that is bad. So here Buddha wants you to think broadly. Buddhism is all about thinking broadly. You include all sentient beings into this. So instead of stealing, you practice giving. Instead of engaging in sexual misconduct, you become content with whatever you have. See now, because of abusing your freedom, right? You're legally married, but if you try to go after other women, then of course there's lots of legal problem. Then your life becomes miserable, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why there are lots of divorce rates, right? Divorce rate is going high. So instead of lying, you speak the truth. And instead of taking alcohol, cultivate, the consciousness, mindfulness. So this is the foundation, the morality. So we do practice these 5 precepts to create the good behavior, good conduct. And based on this, then we practice meditation. That is samadhi. Samadhi means calm. Remember, when you do bad things, mind becomes agitated. So we need to cultivate, to purify the mind, right? Remember in the first I said, not doing any bad things, doing all the good things and purifying the mind. So to purify the mind, we meditate. So through meditation, we relax the body, calm the mind, and we make our mind stable and calm. With this stable and calm mind, we can see the things as they really are. That is wisdom, right? And the whole function of the wisdom is to see the things as they really are. Understand that everything is impermanent in this world. Nothing is permanent. Everything is unsatisfying, right? You are never satisfied. And then if things are impermanent, if things are unsatisfying, then there's nothing can be called I, me, or myself, or mine. So you just let go. So the liberation from the freedom from suffering is achieved by letting go. So by completely letting go. So if you let go a little, you will have little peace. If you let go a lot, you will have a lot of peace. And if you let go completely, then your struggle with the world will come to an end. Well, this is what we are doing. The neuroscience is about this is what Buddha did. Buddha was the first neuroscientist in the world. Whatever they are doing in the 21st century today, whatever the experiment they are doing, research they are doing, the research into the brain, this is what Buddha did. Understanding the thought, where they come from. So Buddha knew that every thought that you cultivate it changes your whole physiological system. So you have to understand if there's a problem, if it's emotional pain or emotional disturbance, everything is based on here in the mind. So the Buddhism is all about mind, about the brain, the changing the mind, changing the negative mind to positive. To understand something, to realize something, there are 3 things that you have to practice. Of course, theoretical knowledge is important. You need to know the theory. You need to have the knowledge on this, right? This is what we call learning. We call pariyatti in Buddhism. Pariyatti means learning, getting the knowledge, or learning the theories. But getting the knowledge is not enough. You have to put the theory into practice, whether it works or not. That is what we call patipatti, right? And by applying the knowledge into practice, from the practice you gain something that is wisdom, understanding, realization. That is what we call pativeda. So now you have to look into this. Okay, I have the knowledge about this. Now I have practiced it to a certain degree. I think I know how it works. But do you really know about it? Do you have good understanding about it? Do you have the deep wisdom about it? So here you need to follow these 3 steps. Learn it, practice it, understand it. I think any academic, any scholar, whoever it is, whatever they want to do, has to apply these 3. The academic life, they are just trying to keep everything academic, the secular,
Right.
but they don't give any place to practice their faith. Buddha said this, and Carl Jung also said that later. He said, those who look outside dream, those who look within awaken, enlighten.